Hi guys, and happy Halloween! So Halloween actually just passed a couple days ago, but Halloween is the beginning of what we call the holiday season in the US. And so it's a very big of deal and it's a really fun event when we celebrate Halloween here. So today I'd like to talk to you just a little bit about how people celebrate Halloween, especially in America. But first, let's talk about the origins of Halloween. Halloween actually, today it's a very secular holiday, which means that people celebrate all over the world just for fun or for families. But it started as a Catholic holiday. So Halloween got its start from the day we call All Saints' Day. Now, there are a lot of famous Catholic saints throughout time. So a few of them include like Saint Francis. Saint Francis is often referred to as Saint Francisco, as in San Francisco, USA. We have Saint Patrick. Saint Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland, but Americans like to wear green and celebrate Saint Patrick's Day every March. Saint Valentine is very famous. So he's a Catholic saint, and we celebrate his holiday in February. And of course, all of the disciples are also, most of Jesus's disciples were also Catholic saints, like Saint Mark, Saint Peter, Saint Paul. So all of these saints had their own individual holidays, but Catholic holiday, November 1st, is known as All Saints' Day. It's a holiday where every Catholic saint is celebrated at the same time. Now, All Saints' Day is also called All Hallowed Day. A hallowed person is a saint. And so the day before All Hallowed Day is called All Hallowed Eve. So just like Christmas and then Christmas Eve, or New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. Well, All Hallowed Eve turned into, Halloween. So please don't ever say Happy Halloween Day. We don't repeat that in English. We just say Happy Halloween. Now, of course, one of the most famous parts about Halloween today is the costumes. So people, young and old, wear costumes. So my daughter wore a costume when she was only a year old. My mother, who is a little older than I am, still wore a costume this year herself. So what are the most popular costumes? Well, of course, they change every year. But number one, people like to dress up as monsters. So a witch, a vampire, so Frankenstein, a werewolf. All of these monsters are commonly seen on Halloween. Second, characters from movies. This year, two of the really big popular movies that came out were Beetlejuice 2 and Inside Out 2. So in 2024, a lot of people were dressed up as characters from these two movies. But if it was a year that Harry Potter movie came out, you would have seen a lot of Harry Potters and Hermiones. If it was a year that the Avengers came out, you would have seen Iron Man and Captain America. Which brings us to number 3, superheroes. So Deadpool and Wolverine came out in 2024. Wonder Woman is always a popular girls' superhero costume. So these are very common costumes that you will see on Halloween. Next, we're going to talk about what else Americans do to celebrate Halloween, and that includes Halloween decorations. So a jack-o'-lantern is a pumpkin. And what you do is you take that pumpkin, you carve out the top of it, you put a face in the side of it, you put a candle inside, and you put it in front of your front door. So jack-o'-lanterns. I think more pumpkins are sold for Halloween than even for Thanksgiving when we enjoy pumpkin pie in America. Also, you can find a lot of scarecrows. Scarecrow is not a monster, but a scarecrow is often seen outside of Halloween just because of the end of the season. And then, of course, we do have monsters. So you can find witches, you can find ghosts, you can find skeletons hanging outside people's doors or even inside their house if they want to decorate that much. So a lot of monsters. And the best part of Halloween, especially in recent years, the Halloween light shows. So this is something that's just started maybe in the last 20 years, but people would use lights similar to Christmas lights, but they would set it to music. They would have blinking lights. They would tell stories. This year, I saw for the first time, people started making shows using drones. I haven't seen that except on YouTube, but I would suggest you could take a look at that too, because it was pretty cool on YouTube. Can you imagine how much fun it would be in person? One more thing I should add about Halloween. Halloween is the second most expensive holiday in the year for Americans. The first, it's an easy one, it's Christmas. But people spend so much money on Halloween decorations, on Halloween candy, and of course on their Halloween costumes every year. Halloween has become very expensive. But that brings us to our last slide, Halloween events. What do people do on Halloween? Well, of course, whenever I ask my students that question, they all say the same thing. You wear a costume and you go trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating didn't start in America, actually started in Europe, but it's been a regular occurrence in America and in other countries around the world since the 1950s. So children will get dressed up, they'll put on their costume, hopefully a warm costume, depending on the weather, and they go visit their neighbors. They knock on the door, they say trick or treat, and the neighbors will give them some candy. So it's a really fun event, but typically children or at most middle school students go trick-or-treating. High school students, well, I'm sorry, you're a little bit old for that. But here's what you can do. You can go to a haunted house or you can go to a theme park. So in my hometown, Seattle, they had several haunted houses that were open this year. Now, haunted house is only a seasonal event. It'll probably finish this weekend, the weekend after Halloween, just because people will still want to enjoy it. But they will set up a Halloween show. Usually they have volunteers that go, and it's a lot of fun. It's scary, a lot of fun. So if you don't like being scared, don't go. And oftentimes the money that's made from these haunted houses go to support charities, especially helping people to get enough food for the holiday season. The theme parks, I think every theme park in the world celebrates Halloween. So Enchanted Village and Wild Waves, again in Seattle, have a huge Halloween show every year. Disneyland, so Universal Studios, they have special holiday themes. So whether it's Christmas or, again, if it's Halloween, you can find special Halloween shows at those theme parks. Now, if you're a little bit old for roller coasters, which actually it sounds silly, doesn't it? Who's too old for that? But you can also go to a Halloween party. So last time I went to a Halloween party, I'm afraid to tell you, I was a college student, so it was a little while ago. But Halloween parties, again, you dress up, you wear the costume, you don't feel silly about it because everybody else does. And you have a great time celebrating Halloween with your friends. One last thing, every year there are going to be Halloween movies. Every year there are Halloween movies that come out. Some of them are very scary movies for adults. In 2024, the movie Smile 2 came out. So did Longlegs. Beetlejuice Part 2 actually came out in September, but if it closed in theaters, I'm sure that they reopened it just for Halloween. And of course, there are always a lot of children's movies available for Halloween. One of my favorites is Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. But you could also see The Addams Family or The Addams Family Values. And don't forget Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2. So there are a lot of fun Halloween movies you can see. So everybody can celebrate Halloween, whether you're a grandmother that's waiting to give out candy, you're a young parent taking your child trick-or-treating, you're a high school student or a college student going to a movie or a party or a haunted house. Halloween can be a really fun event for you as long as you stay safe. So I hope that you have a fantastic Halloween this coming year, and thank you. So finally, if you understood everything that I said to you, I want to say, especially for this video, you did a frighteningly good job. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.